See, what is happening is that Rahul Gandhi is working a lot on the ground and he is also getting some traction, which may or may not translate into votes. But probably the excitement of the public support, he makes some statements like this, or even "Aapki jati kya hai," etc., which may not just or which are largely neutralizing the gains which he is making on the ground. That's number one. Number two, like he's asking people what is your caste, etc. I think you need to send your Access My India Today exit poll to Kumar Mangalam ji or to Rahul Gandhi's team directly. Only 4% people in UP voted on the basis of caste. Exactly. Even in the Hindi heartland, politics has moved beyond caste. That is what the opposition still has not been able to understand. That's number one. Okay. And you asked a question and a very serious question about why is Modi targeting Rahul? I mean, and why not Mayawati or Akhilesh? It's a national election. It's not a Vidhan Sabha election. Rahul Gandhi is his main competitor, though he is lagging by 40 percentage points as per your mood of the nation. So he will be targeting Rahul Gandhi. He will target Mayawati or Akhilesh when the Vidhan Sabha election comes. See, because by targeting him, he is trying to portray that he is much lighter competitor when compared to him. And since 37% of the voters, as per your exit poll in 2019, say that their main voting consideration is the prime ministerial face, it's a very good strategy to constantly target Rahul Gandhi and see him
on which is the point I was making. It suits, and I'm out of time. So Mohan... No, one second. Who wants to have the last word? Mohan Kumar Mangalam wants the last. Who wants the last word? Okay, Sanju Verma wants. No, last word kisko chahiye? Okay, so let Mohan Kumar Mangalam come first, and then Sanju Verma will have the last word. Amitabh Tiwari's argument is it makes perfect sense to attack Rahul Gandhi because the more it's Modi versus Rahul, the more it is advantage Modi. So he's doing what he thinks is best for him.
Sure. Rahul, I'm not disputing that. I didn't even bring up that point. The point I wanted to make in response to what Mr. Tiwari said was that I think he's right when he says that 4% people only voted on caste, but he means in the sense that Yadavs voted for Yadavs or Jadavs voted for BSP, etc. That might not be happening this time. But what we're talking about is the larger umbrella of backward classes and Dalits not getting their rightful share. This is a political issue in that sense. This is not an issue of, oh, mere caste ka banda khada hai, so I'm voting for him. So that is where the difference lies in the interpretation.
Okay, final word, Sanju Verma, 10 seconds. Yes.
Oh, come on, 10 seconds? The only lady on the panel, I'm not going to play the woman card, but give me 30 seconds.
Chalo ji, 30
seconds. Did.
No, Rahul, I don't want to be heckled by Mr. Kumar Mangalam. I did not heckle
him. Oh, no, you will be.
Okay, no, you are not the anchor, so please shut up. It's Rahul Kanwal who's the anchor. I don't need bhashan from you. Rahul, I just have this to say. When Narendra Modi is talking of Viksit Bharat, when Narendra Modi is talking of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, when Narendra Modi is talking about Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, Rahul Gandhi is saying, "Kaun jaat ho? Aishwarya Rai to नाचने वाली है, वहाँ अमिताभ बच्चन डांस मार रहा है." Let your audience judge whether they want a Pappu as their next prime minister or whether they want Narendra Modi, who has 78% popularity rankings as per Morning Consult, despite being 10 years in power as their prime minister for the third time in a row. Let the audience be the judge.
So I'm out of time. Here's what I wish to say in the end. In the first part of this election, it seemed as if the India alliance was completely disintegrating. Nitish did a political somersault. Mamata Banerjee said she'll fight alone. They're trying for some kind of a last-minute approach. Now we don't know whether it'll happen. At least now, to some extent, the India alliance is being able to, at the very basic level, get their alliances in order. It doesn't necessarily mean it will change the end result, but it means that at least there is some kind of a fight. Just makes things slightly more exciting than if it is complete one-way traffic. So at least there is some punches being thrown and there are lots of counter-attacks happening as well. Just keeps and makes these debates more interesting than if it would just have different elements of disintegration in the India alliance. So game on, at least as far as this election is concerned. Just makes things more interesting in the newsroom and hopefully for you, our viewers, as well. This is where I wrap up this debate. Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kanwal. In Uttar Pradesh, political pyrotechnics now in full gear. Rahul Gandhi attacking the Prime Minister in his constituency of Varanasi, saying youth lying on the ground, inebriated, drugged out, the Prime Minister counter-attacking. Can the UP ke ladke Rahul and Akhilesh put up a fight against the BJP, against Modi, Shah and Yogi, or will the result be the same as 2017? That's my top focus on the news track.
Big escalation in Battleground UP. PM's blistering attack on Rahul Gandhi.
जिनके अपने होश ठिकाने नहीं है, वो यूपी के मेरे काशी के बच्चों को नशेड़ी कह रहे हैं।
PM mocks UP के लड़के।
माल वही है, पैकिंग नहीं है।
Rahul returns Modi's fire. State set for State of War 2024.
Political fireworks are exploding as we move closer to the Lok Sabha elections. Prime Minister Modi, who was in his constituency of Varanasi today, came out all guns blazing at Rahul Gandhi, taking on the Congress MP for his remarks on the UP youth being drunk and drugged out, and also RG's comments on the Ram Mandir. Rahul Gandhi returned fire by accusing the Prime Minister of misleading the youth of Uttar Pradesh.
Chants of Jai Shri Ram and Modi reverberated in Kashi as the Prime Minister returned to his Karma Bhumi. Ahead of the general elections, Prime Minister Modi set Battleground Uttar Pradesh on fire. The Prime Minister was in top form in his constituency as he launched a blistering attack on Rahul Gandhi and the Congress. The Prime Minister tore into Rahul Gandhi for calling the youth of Varanasi alcoholic.
कल मैंने देखा वाराणसी में यूपी की सच्ची हालत। सड़क पे रात को हजारों युवा शराब पिए सड़क पे लेटे हुए वाराणसी में बाजा चल रहा है। शराब पी पी के पूरा आपके युवा वाराणसी में नाच रहे।
कांग्रेस के युवराज परिवार ने क्या कहा? वो कह रहे हैं और काशी की धरती पर आके कह रहे हैं, काशी के नौजवान, यूपी के नौजवान नशेड़ी है। ये कैसी भाषा है भाई? मोदी को गाली देते देते तो इन्होंने 2 दशक बिता लिए, लेकिन अब ईश्वर रूपी जनता जनार्दन पर, यूपी के नौजवानों पर ही ये लोग अपनी फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकाल रहे हैं।
Then came the takedown of Rahul Gandhi's comments about Aishwarya Rai Bachchan being part of the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha ceremony.
आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, आपने राम मंदिर का फंक्शन देखा? उसमें आपने एक ओबीसी चेहरा देखा, एक दलित चेहरा देखा, एक आदिवासी चेहरा देखा? नहीं, उसमें एक नहीं था। उसमें अमिताभ बच्चन थे, ऐश्वर्या राय थी, नरेंद्र मोदी थे।
इनको काशी और अयोध्या का नया स्वरूप बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आ रहा। आप देखिए, अपने भाषणों में राम मंदिर को लेकर कैसी कैसी बातें करते हैं, कैसी कैसी बातों से हमले करते हैं। मैं नहीं जानता था कि कांग्रेस को प्रभु श्री राम से इतनी नफरत है।
The Prime Minister also hit out at the Congress SP alliance in Uttar Pradesh.
हर चुनाव के दौरान साथ आते हैं और जब परिणाम नील बटा सन्नाटा आता है तो ये एक दूसरे को गाली देते हुए अलग हो जाते हैं। माल वही है, पैकिंग नहीं है। इस बार तो इनको जमानत बचाने के लिए ही बहुत संघर्ष करना पड़ेगा।
Development push and political symbolism. The Prime Minister's Varanasi visit was high on both. He visited OBC icon Sant Ravidas's temple, where the Prime Minister unveiled a statue and a museum. He also hit out at the opposition India bloc, accusing it of trying to create a caste divide.
हमारे देश में जाति के नाम पर उकसाने और उन्हें लड़ाने में भरोसा रखने वाले इंडी गठबंधन के लोग दलित वंचित के हित की योजनाओं का विरोध करते हैं। ये लोग जाति की भलाई के नाम पर अपने परिवार के स्वार्थ की राजनीति करते हैं। उन्होंने जनधन खातों का भी मजाक उड़ाया था। इन्होंने डिजिटल इंडिया का विरोध किया था। इतना ही नहीं, परिवारवादी पार्टियों की एक और पहचान है, ये अपने परिवार से बाहर किसी भी दलित आदिवासी को आगे बढ़ने नहीं देना चाहते। 10 वर्षों में विकास की गंगा ने काशी को सींचा है। काशी कितनी तेजी से बदली है, ये आप सभी ने साक्षात देखा है। यही मेरी काशी का सामर्थ्य है।
State Award 2024 has well and truly begun. Bureau Report, India Today.
Rahul Gandhi there attacking the youth of Uttar Pradesh, calling them inebriated, saying that they are under the influence of alcohol and drugs, lying passed out on the streets of Varanasi. The Prime Minister using that as a counterattack. So far, there was no alliance between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Now that the UP ke ladke have come back together, will the India Alliance be able to pose a meaningful challenge to the BJP, which has its own Modi and Yogi duo versus Rahul and Akhilesh? Or will the result likely be the same? To talk about this big battle of Uttar Pradesh, which will really set the tone and determine the final result of the Lok Sabha elections, we've got with us on this broadcast Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, squaring off against Mohan Kumaramangalam, national spokesperson of the Congress, Shantanu Gupta, who's a biographer of Yogi Adityanath, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, and a political analyst from Lucknow. Amitabh Tiwari joins us on this broadcast, election strategist and researcher, and Rashid Kidwai, who understands the ins and outs of what's happening inside the India Alliance and the Congress. I want to go across to Sanju Verma first. Given that the BJP was announcing publicly that it is unlikely that they'll be able to come together in an alliance, now that there has been an alliance announced between the SP and the Congress, do you think that the challenge in Uttar Pradesh is tougher than if they had fought separately? The result may still be the same, but would you accept that the challenge is now visibly tougher than if they'd fought separately?
Rahul, first things first. If you look at Lok Sabha 2019, BJP had a 49.98% vote share. The, Bahujan Samaj Party had a vote share of 19.43%, the Samajwadi Party 18.11%, and the Congress 6.36%. So basically, BSP plus SP plus Congress together stood at 43.9%. vis-a-vis 50, the almost 50% vote share of the BJP. And mind you, the reason I speak about vote share is that, despite the fact that the Samajwadi Party has been doing considerably well in terms of notching up vote share, when it comes to translating that into winnable votes, they fail miserably. And the limited point I'm making here is simply this. If you look at Lok Sabha 2014, we won 73 out of 80 seats. That is a success rate of 91.25%. In Lok Sabha 2019, the BJP got 62 out of 80 seats, which is a strike rate of almost 78%. And look at the Congress. I mean, it has completely been washed out, wiped out, routed. It's Tata bye-bye in Uttar Pradesh for the Congress, because the Congress last time in 2019 got just one seat from Uttar Pradesh, just one seat. And the Samajwadi Party had an alliance with BSP but managed to get 5 seats. The BSP got 10 seats. The moment the BSP got more than the SP, the pre-poll alliance of the BSP and SP crumbled and fell apart. And if you notice, right now, the tally of SP is actually down from 5 seats to 3 seats after they lost the by-elections in Rampur and Azamgarh. Azamgarh supposedly one of the strongest erstwhile bastions of the Samajwadi Party clan.
Okay. So I'm coming back to you in a moment. Mohan Kumaramangalam, this is a script that Uttar Pradesh has seen earlier. The UP ke ladke, it bombed in 2017. What makes you confident that the result this time might be different? Secondly, This attack that Rahul Gandhi is mounted on the youth of Uttar Pradesh, given how the Prime Minister has been able to turn around attacks, turn them into mobilizing factors, ask the UP ke ladke, are you drunk? Are you under the influence of drugs? He's typically done that in the past. Is that a wise line of attack given the past track record of Prime Minister Modi counter-attacking using the attack of Rahul Gandhi? What makes you think that this alliance could potentially pose a challenge to the BJP in this Lok Sabha election? Mohan Kumar Manglam.
Answers to both your questions, Rahul. The first answer being that every election is different. Every election has different issues. And now I think the people of Uttar Pradesh have the benefit of seeing a failed double-engine government that is back in power. And they've seen 7 years of bad governance. As far as Mr. Gandhi's speech goes, it wasn't an attack on the youth of Uttar Pradesh. It was an attack on the governments in both the center and in Uttar Pradesh. There are about 115 crores of liquor sales that happen in Uttar Pradesh every day. That is a 35% increase in the last 2 years. In FY 22-23, the revenues from liquor alone in Uttar Pradesh was about 41,000 crores, 14% higher than the previous year. UP's median age is 20. It is literally our youngest state. UP and Bihar are our youngest states. I think UP is even younger than Bihar. In size, it mirrors the same size as Pakistan. Yet its per capita income is half that of Pakistan. If you look at where UP has gone in the last 7 or 8 years, its share, the growth in its share of the industrial sector in the gross value add has gone to 0.6% from 9.9% earlier. Look at Bihar. The number of factories that have increased in Bihar from 2004 to 2020 is 100%. Haryana 159%. Assam 200%. UP only 69%. Look at the life expectancy in Uttar Pradesh. It is 66. That parallels to states like Ethiopia and Gabon. 66% of the children between the ages of 6 to 59 months are anemic. This is the situation in Uttar Pradesh. And this despite the fact that for every 1 rupee that the state of Uttar Pradesh contributes to the exchequer, it gets 2.73 rupees back, unlike the developed states like Tamil Nadu that gets only 29 paise back. The Uttar Pradesh chief minister is great on pronouncements. He's been talking about $1 trillion economy. But if you look at the compounded annual growth rate, it's been 8.28%. They need to grow at 32% to get to that level. So all the people, the youth of Uttar Pradesh have been pronouncements, platitudes. They haven't seen results, and that's why this election will be different.
Shantanu Gupta, you are the biographer of Yogi Adityanath. The fact is that while UP has made some progress under the chief ministership of Yogi Adityanath, Mohan Kumar Manglam is right. If you compare with some of the other states, especially those in the south, a state like a Kerala or a Tamil Nadu or a Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh is still nowhere in comparison. So it may have progressed relative to a low base, but still is a laggard in comparison to some of the other southern states. That's the argument that Mohan Kumar Manglam is making.
I'm sure Mr. Kumar Manglam understand how you compare things. Right, you compare UP with the previous UP. So if I am a statistician, I will compare UP of today with the UP of 2017, right? As he got a very low base. See, UP was at ease of doing ranking around 14, 15. Today, we are the ease of doing ranking in top 5. Our economy is number 2, right? Now, best of the investors are coming to UP. Last time when we had the investment summit, we had a 34 lakh crore rupees of investment promises. And every year, UP Chief Minister does a groundbreaking ceremony. The GBC just completed. UP has now 10 working airport. In the smallest of the city, you can go in the morning and come back. To Gorakhpur, you can go and come back. Bareilly, you can go and come back. Kanpur, you can go and come back. You being a reporter, just ask your field reporters, using the Purvanchal Expressway, using the Bundelkhand Expressway, now the Ganga Expressway. The people of UP realize now, earlier the average electricity in UP was 13 to 14 hours. Now it's 22.5 hours of electricity in even the smallest of the town, right? Earlier electricity used to only come in Malayam Singh district when he was in government, or Mayawati's district when she was in government, right? Now all the 75 districts of UP get electricity. If you get 10 more hours of electricity, that anyway increases your GDP by 1.5%, right? UP is a very, very different state. Now every investor is flocking to UP. And you have seen the GBC, what happened, because I'm born and brought up in UP, and currently I'm debating you from UP. So UP is a very different town. See, in Rahul's Yatra, just give me 10 more seconds. In Rahul's Yatra, what we are hearing, caste batao. Narendra Modi is saying, I will make this India the 3rd largest economy. And Rahul Gandhi only vision is tell me your caste, right? I think the comparison is very clear to the people of UP.
Amitabh Tiwari, I'll come back to you, Sanjuji, in just a moment. Amitabh Tiwari, how is this likely to play out on the election battlefield? The UP Ke Ladke Part 2. It bombed in 2017. Can it succeed this time round, in your view? how is the coming together of the Samajwadi Party and the Congress in this late alliance likely to impact what may have otherwise happened in the absence of this alliance?
See, what this alliance does is that it does neutralize the TINA factor, and it does pose a challenge for the BJP in terms of achieving 80 out of 80 seats in Uttar Pradesh. If there was no alliance, then I think because of the positive fervor around the Ram Mandir inauguration and the popularity of Prime Minister Modi in the state, I think BJP was looking well poised to achieve the 80 out of 80 mark. Now, however, this alliance faces some challenges. The first challenge that it is a comparatively much weaker alliance compared to a Mahagathbandhan. So BSP is not part of this alliance. It is likely to hold on to its Jata vote share. So whatever 8 to 10 or 12% vote share it gets is likely to help the BJP with a split of the opposition vote. Now RLD, which was part of this alliance, has actually moved towards the BJP. So it's a double blow to the alliance in that sense, because it takes away some of the Jat votes and it takes away whatever influence or seats the India bloc might have targeted to win in the Western UP. Now the example of 2017 is very important here, because this alliance is likely to face a challenge in seamless transfer of votes. Congress party got 6% vote share in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. If you break it down, it is largely 3% is a MY vote or a Muslim Yadav vote, and the other 3% comes from upper caste, non-Yadav, OBCs and Dalits. This is the vote which is unlikely to transfer to Samajwadi Party. What this alliance also does is that it gives an impression that it has been done to prevent the consolidation, or rather prevent the split in the vote of the minorities, which could lead to a counter polarization in already a highly charged environment after the Ram Mandir issue. So I think the alliance has challenges. Samajwadi Party itself, though we say that Congress has a poor track record in terms of strike rate, Samajwadi Party also in 2014 and 19 has also had a very dismal track record in terms of winning the seats. So it remains to be seen whether they'll be able to make a significant dent. I think the dent.
So they make a dent. It could be a small dent, relatively small dent, relatively medium-sized dent, but it's unlikely to make, what you're saying, a big dent and a trend reversal. You can reduce the tally, may not be 80, maybe lesser, but you're saying it may not change the trend line. Now, Rashid Kidwai, this attack that Rahul Gandhi is doing, Jat Batao, Shantanu Gupta says, you know, that's the one that is striking. When the Prime Minister is saying there are 4 castes and he's focusing on women, he's focusing on farmers, he's focusing on the youth, he's focusing on, you know, the poor. When Rahul Gandhi keeps saying Jat Batao, do you think this is likely to work in his favor, or could it actually boomerang?
Rahul, we don't know how it will play out, but I find it very fascinating that the Prime Minister goes to Varanasi, his home constituency. Supposedly it's like a pre-poll, kind of campaign, and he chooses to target Mr. Rahul Gandhi, whose party has 1 Lok Sabha MP, has 6% votes. So he's not targeting Samajwadi Party directly. He's not targeting the second largest party, that be BSP. The Congress is the 4th or the 5th political party there. So this is Rahul Gandhi.
Why do you think he's doing it? Why do you think he's doing it?
We don't know. Yeah, that is. I want to know from you. I want to know from fellow panelists. So somewhere Rahul Gandhi, who's not a prime ministerial candidate by either India Alliance or by the Congress Party, Prime Minister Modi's fascination for Mr. Rahul Gandhi, whatever he says or does, is something it's very interesting. I think Mr. Modi knows how to beat Rahul Gandhi on a political turf, and by making up his comments and remarks, etc. So that tells you that Rahul Gandhi, no matter that he is politically a lightweight or novice or whatever, not a very astute politician, but he continues to draw maximum amount of attention of Prime Minister, BJP.
No, but it's not that illogical, Rashid Kidwai. Rashid Bhai, you know, if I am a boxer, I want to take on the weakest possible boxer. Rather than have a boxer who can punch me back, just as from a boxing perspective, you want to take on whoever you think is the easiest to make mincemeat of. Is that why Rahul Gandhi is being attacked by the Prime Minister? He'd much rather take on Rahul Gandhi than somebody else?
Rahul, for what? For 1 Lok Sabha seat.
Okay,
BSP has 10 Lok Sabha seats.
Okay, let Sanju Verma explain this. ये आपने बीएसपी से कोई सेटिंग की हुई है, which is why you don't attack Mayawati. She's a much bigger political threat. The Congress is one seat, and you keep attacking him. The Congress is the Prime Minister and the BJP bokla. They are scared of Rahul Gandhi, which is why they keep attacking him.
Okay, you know, the fact that the BJP is rattled, nice to hear that. All I will tell is Rashid Kidwai, without being offensive, I have respect for him. You're living in Lala land. You're living in Cuckoo's land, and I'll tell you why. You know, this is not about the Congress party having just one seat in Uttar Pradesh and, you know, the BJP still training its guns at Rahul Gandhi. The larger point is this. Rahul Gandhi's hypocrisy needs to be called out. His bluff needs to be called out. He has been ranting on and on and on about how the BJP is anti-OBC.